Your unique story, our global audience. Global One Media.
Welcome to Global One Media's series of interviews where we engage with decision makers and senior leaders from diverse industries, aiming to empower you, our viewers, with the insights you need to make smart investment decisions. I am Munir Barazi, your business analyst and host, and today I am delighted to be in conversation with Dale Moore, the Director of Exploration at Silver Valley Metals, an exploration company with high potential projects in Mexico and the United States, and the first company to consolidate the western extension of the prolific Silver Valley mining corridor. Silver Valley Metals is listed on the TSX Venture Exchange as SILV and on the OTCQB as SVMFF. Hello, Dale. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Sure. So let's talk about the exciting news coming from Silver Valley Metals recently. You've announced very encouraging discoveries from the Ranger Page project. Congratulations. You mentioned that you have identified the first surface expression of the Crown Point vein structure. You also have shown that the Crown mineralization extends the historic Crown Point mine 220 meters to the west. Can you elaborate on why these discoveries are so significant and their impact on your Ranger Page project?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're very excited to have exposed the Crown Point structure at surface. It really represents for us a major extension of the hypothesized mineralization outside of the known mine workings. So we have really extended it to the west towards the Blackhawk mine, 220 meters, like you said, and then also up dip at least 55 meters. Now, the thing to understand here about the Crown Point mine is that they mined it at the elevation of Government Gulch, which is below where we are currently trenching. So we have this whole mountain on top of the Crown Point mine. And so we've really confirmed the fact that we have a lot of potential for mineralization outside of the boundaries of that mine, and really we think down at depth as well.
This is very promising, and that was just one part of the good news. A second north-trending mineralized vein structure was also identified within the structural zone, measuring up to 2.87 meters wide. Tell us a bit more about this vein structure and its significance.
Yeah, so in the Coeur d'Alene Mining District, we have a strong understanding of all the different orientations of the veins in these mines. And, we see the major east-west trending veins. They are significant in the district. They're really mine builders. And then we have the north trending veins that really link the east-west veins together. And those linking structures where they intersect with the east-west trending structures tend to make really big ore chutes. And those ore chutes are the ones that make the mines, really profitable because they're wide. They tend to be pretty high grade. And so what we really like about our north trending structure at Ranger Page is that we expect that it will intersect the Crown Point structure at depth. And so it really gives us a nice bullseye. That's kind of in addition to everything else we knew about this target. It's also one of our highest grade veins that we found at surface. It's running about 25 to 30 grams per ton, and orders of magnitude higher base metals than any of our other geochemical results from 2022. So it's a significant discovery for us, and we're really encouraged by the results we've got so far.
This is really good, and I'm glad you highlighted all of those positive aspects in your discoveries. Are there other discoveries that are significant from the project that you would like to share?
Yeah, so we've been talking a lot about all the targets we have on the Ranger Page project. Really, we have a stacked configuration of targets that are associated with our major through-going east-west faults. We have Crown Point, which is the farthest to the north. We have the East Curlew target. We have the Ranger Wyoming. We have the Buckeye. We have the Blackhawk. We have numerous targets. While we're trenching here in the field, we are also exposing these other targets at surface. And so we've gotten a good look at the East Curlew target, which is really an extension to the east of the Curlew vein from the Black Hawk mine, which is 650 meters to our west, over toward the Bunker Hill mine, which is 1,000 meters to the east. And so we're situated kind of right in the middle of that. And we're finding these other targets at surface, which is really encouraging for us.
And you're just getting started, as you said.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we are.
Wonderful. And the Crown Point target is situated near a few other significant mining sites. For instance, you mentioned that the recent discovery was located 1,000 meters west from the Bunker Hill mine. Can you discuss how this geographical location could potentially influence your exploration efforts and what it might mean for the potential value of your project?
Yeah, I mean, obviously being located right next to one of the largest underground mines in the United States is advantageous for Silver Valley Metals. The Bunker Hill project has really been going now for a couple of years in their efforts to restart the mine. And we have a high impact exploration project immediately adjacent to their project. So that's a great thing. Obviously, also on our ground, we have one of the top 10 producing mines in the Silver Valley, the Page mine, which produced over 15 million ounces of silver and a billion pounds of combined base metals. So we have high potential mines on our project that are a stone's throw away from the Bunker Hill project. Now, obviously, in the Coeur d'Alene mining district, there are numerous other large mining companies that have massive projects. And so if our project continues to be successful, it'll be a very, very likely target for, one of these large mining companies to get involved.
Wonderful. And you mentioned in an earlier press release that the findings were consistent with the 2022 geophysics and geochemistry analysis and fieldwork. And you told me earlier that you were there on the field and witnessed them firsthand. Can you give us a brief summary of what this prior research was expecting to find and how it paved the ground for this recent development?
Yeah, so we really, started this project after the acquisition. We got all of the underground mapping data that was available, all of the surface mapping data, all of the analysis data that they had compiled over the years, and we integrated all that into a Leapfrog geologic model. Now, we used that geologic model to inform the IP survey that we did in 2022. And so we have a really good understanding of where all of our high potential for mineralization is. And so we oriented the lines appropriately and executed that project last summer. Now, I was in the field, like you said, cutting line, doing all of the things that we needed to do and working with the geophysics contractor to make sure that we understood what the results meant. And they're very positive. So we have numerous polarization, anomalies and coincident resistivity anomalies that we worked with for quite some time to understand what they meant in the context of our project. And so what we found is that they were all associated with our through-going east-west structures that really, they extend from essentially the Page mine all the way over to the Bunker Hill mine. So all of that work really is what is informing our trenching program right now. And ultimately, the results of our trenching program combined with that IP and geochemical work that we did in 2022 will allow us to put our best foot forward when we go to drill this project later this summer.
Very efficient, data-driven exploration. And perhaps you can tell us a bit more about your future exploration plans following these discoveries.
Yeah, so we plan to continue trenching throughout the summer in order to identify at surface as many of our other targets as possible. As those of you who have been following Silver Valley Metals know, we have numerous targets available to us to drill. And what we really want to do is expose all of them at surface, all that we can, and really get a great understanding of how they're situated in space and what their grade is before we go ahead and drill. And then we plan to mobilize the drill later this summer. And this work will really help fine tune that drill program and, really help us put our best foot forward before we put holes in the ground.
Very encouraging, and there is a lot more to discover, so to speak. And to conclude, could you give us some insights into what all of these updates mean for Silver Valley Metals and its current shareholders, and also those who are sitting on the fence?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're going to have numerous catalysts coming down the pipeline here at the Ranger Page project. As we continue to expose our targets at surface, we'll be releasing all that information to the markets. So that in and of itself really should help build confidence in the project. And then later this summer, when we mobilize the drill, we're going to drill our targets in a way that maximize the probability for success. And that is all data-driven work from everything we're doing this summer and last. And so our goal for the shareholder really is to maximize those shareholder dollars and convert those dollars spent on drilling into ounces of silver in the ground. And that's what we plan to do at the Ranger Page project. And I hope we're successful in that.
Very promising, and we wish you the best of luck indeed. Dale Moore, Director of Exploration at Silver Valley Metals, thank you so much for sharing all of those updates and insights. We look forward to sharing more with our audience.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a fun chat.